Hi, welcome to Coffee at the Crossroads. I'm Bill, and I just want to give you a little introduction to the coming video. Yesterday, my family and I went to Petworth House, which is a kind of big, fancy, aristocratic house here in Sussex. I guess he's the Earl of Egremont. And so it's been part of his family for centuries, and now it houses a private collection of artwork and sculpture and all this kind of stuff. Pretty amazing. It's certainly worth a visit. The house is now part of the National Trust, but it was part of an aristocratic family for centuries, and it's a pretty amazing place to visit. The third Earl of Egremont was quite a character. He never actually had any legitimate children, so the title ended up passing to a nephew or something like that. But he apparently he fathered 140 illegitimate children. so that's he's a busy guy, obviously. But anyway, he had a lot of friends. So the third Earl of Egremont, so he had a big fancy house, this Petworth House, and one of the people that he hosted there was JMW Turner, who was known during his lifetime as William Turner. He's a famous English artist, landscape artist, romantic artist. Turner spent a lot of time there at Petworth, and so we're going to take you through the house, and we get to see a bit of the artwork in the gallery there. It's an incredible place to visit, and it obviously holds a really important place in English history and art history. Turner and John Constable also spent time there. John Constable is another very famous English artist, and so they both spent time at Petworth and painted around Petworth and all that stuff. So we get to visit it, and I'm going to take you through that now. Hi, welcome to Coffee at the Crossroads. I'm Bill. Today, as part of my sort of expat in the UK, we're exploring some of the historical locations around us here, and so we've come to Petworth House, which is a fancy house out in the countryside here in Sussex. It was a house that was lived in by sort of, I don't know, an aristocratic family over the last couple centuries. But it's a beautiful grounds and a beautiful house, beautiful old traditional house. So we're going to get a look at that today. Right now, we're just walking up to the, I guess it's kind of like a folly. It's kind of like a little gazebo. It's a massive stone gazebo up on top of the hill that overlooks the valley. Really quite fantastic. So I'm going to flip the camera around. So I'm here inside this sort of gazebo thing, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. It's sort of one of these things that, the wealthy built as a kind of a folly, as just kind of a unique structures in their property. I think right now this is about 700 acres. This piece of land, it's all part of the National Trust now. But back in the day, there was a wealthy family that lived here and enjoyed places like this and the views that they afford. It's pretty amazing, actually, overlooking the valley. So I don't know if you can see this over my shoulder here. This is, as part of why we love being here as an expat in the UK is we don't have stuff like this in Canada, and this kind of sense of history and the aristocracy and the sort of the wealth and all this stuff around it. It's just stuff we don't have, and so we're always fascinated by it. And I think the locals, the Brits, don't really care about this stuff, or it's just ho-hum, right? It's something that they live with every day. But for us, it's just so captivating. It's got this kind of magical storybook feel to it. And so this is part of the stuff that we love. One of the reasons we love being here in the UK. Hi, so we've made our way to the front, to the sort of, there's this front kind of gardens and lawn in front of the house, and this is the house behind me. Pretty incredible, as you can see. Not sure if any of you are Bridgerton fans, but some of Bridgerton was shot here at Petworth House, some of the exterior locations. So the house now mostly holds a collection of artwork and acts as a sort of a museum and gallery, but there is a portion of it, the wing to the right here, that is still inhabited by the family. The house belongs to the trust, to the National Trust, but part of the agreement, I guess, is that the family can still live here. Again, it's such a, sorry as I walk and talk here, some of this camera work might be a little bit bumpy, but it's such an incredible thing for me, you know, like I just can't, there's this aspect of, you know, this level of wealth and the, you know, the sort of, you know, this house goes back, I think the original goes back to, you know, 400, 500 years or something. And so, you know, there's been this sort of hereditary wealth that's, you know, that's part of English history and English heritage, and it's just again, it's just something that I find so fascinating as somebody who's not from here, right? And yeah, and this history is just this is just one little slice of it, but it's really kind of overwhelming. Like it's hard to put into words. This, you know, this kind of the surroundings and this level of opulence and all that stuff. It's pretty cool to experience. So this is a man-made lake down on the grounds of Petworth House. Imagine having that level of wealth to make a lake. Here we are out on the grounds looking back toward the house now. We're just going to make our way back and go in and see the museum and the art gallery. All right, we're just coming into the house now. That's just sort of into, and we're going to have to show our tickets as we come up here shortly. This appropriately named place is the Grand Staircase. All right, we're in one of the fantastic rooms of the house waiting for a talk on Turner. It's just the art collection is really well worth the visit. It's 19 quid to get in here as part of the National Trust, but it's really amazing. I mean, it just, my camera can't do it justice. All right, one of the fascinating things about this house is that it houses one of the most impressive collections of JMW Turner paintings and also Anthony van Dyck paintings, the Dutch master. And it's got an impressive collection of sculpture and wood carving. It's just a truly amazing private collection. I mean, it's now in the English Heritage, the Heritage Trust, but it's just an impressive personal collection. One of the most impressive things here at Petworth House is this globe. I'm gonna turn the camera around here shortly, but this globe dates back to the late 16th century. So it's, you know, whatever it is, 400 and something years old. It's absolutely incredible. One of the oldest parts of Petworth House is the chapel, and parts of it date back hundreds and hundreds of years. I'm not sure how my phone's going to handle the light, but It's just an incredible, incredible room. I'm going to flick the camera around and so you can see it. And hopefully that the light will adjust. Here, hang on. Just really, really outstanding. One of the unique aspects of Petworth House is that you can actually, they've preserved the some of the servants' areas and the old kitchen. So you get a sense of some of these, what some of these areas were like when servants were serving the family. And that's kind of unique. You know, you can often come to these historical buildings, castles and things like that, but we rarely get a look kind of behind the scenes, and this is makes this unique.
This is all Baroque. So this is all part of the. So originally, when this was all Baroque fires, they had the fire actually in the exit. So
It's turned into a beautiful day. Again, there's a look at that sky, that Sussex sky. It's just unbelievable. What a beautiful day we've had. Here we are. We're wrapping up our day at Petworth House and Deer Park. It's been an amazing day. Beautiful. Turned out it was a little gray and overcast early on and a little rainy, but it turned out to be beautiful and sunny. So the weather gods even shone on us a little bit. But yeah, it's been a fantastic day. Again, you know, part of what strikes me about this as somebody who's not from here, you know, is just the history and the amazing, just the scope of it, the size of the gardens and the size of the art collection and all this stuff. It's just unbelievable, and not something that I'm used to having in my own backyard. So that wraps up our tour of Petworth House here on Coffee at the Crossroads. Thanks for joining me. If you like what you see, give me the little thumbs up. Thank you very much. And subscribe and tell your friends and come back again. I like to, you know, and part of what I'm trying to do here is you know, kind of show England in a way, you know, through the eyes of an expat, of somebody who's not grown up here. And yeah, so if you like this kind of stuff, come back for more content and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you again. So from Coffee at the Crossroads, I'm Bill. Cheers.